Chris from Sales. I want to show you two essential and easy bike maintenance things you can do at home that will protect your bike and protect you. The first thing we're going to talk about is how to keep your drivetrain clean. That will keep your bike running clean and avoid expensive repairs. The other thing is how to adjust your brakes to make sure you stay safe. So first, let's talk about your drivetrain. That's everything from the pedals back to the gears. I use, first of all, a 5-gallon bucket to sit on. And in this case, I got the bike up on a bike stand, which is nice. If you don't have a bike stand, then you can flip your bike upside down, like this one, which you have to do because you need to be able to spin your pedals in order to clean your chain. So to clean the chain, I use Simple Green, a non-toxic biodegradable formula that I buy by the gallon because I use a lot of it, but it also comes in a nice little spray bottle here. And you need just basic household cleaning brushes and rags to do the cleaning, although I do have this handy tool that I bought at the bike shop for $29 that is a chain scrubber that you fill with your cleaning solution and then scrub your chain. But for most of you, if you don't want to spend the $29, you're going to use Simple Green and your brush, and you're going to spray the entire drivetrain. And if you have multiple chain rings, you need to scrub all those up here. And then you have to work pretty hard to get the stuff out of the actual chain because that gunk really gets stuck in there between the links. So sometimes I'll augment my brush with a rag soaked in my Simple Green. Get that chain nice and clean, and also spray down and clean all of the gears on your back, assuming that you have a rear derailleur like this. And it takes a little bit of elbow grease to get down in between all the cogs, and you need to spray, rotate and brush, and spray and rotate and brush to get all the way around. And then to clean these cogs down here that attract a lot of gunk, I use a toothbrush and my Simple Green. Having got the whole thing scrubbed down, I rinse it off. When I use my chain bath, I just run water through here and bathe it like that, or you can just spray it down with the hose. But make sure you get all the gunk out of there, and then dry it off with a rag, cleaner than that hopefully. And it will take you a few spins to get it nice and dry before you apply your chain lube that I kicked over here. So I use this rock and roll chain lube on my bike, which is pretty expensive. You don't need expensive stuff. You have to need something to keep your chain nice and lubed, which keeps your gears clean, keeps your cogs clean, and avoids you having to spend, like in the case of this would cost almost $100 to replace that if you wear down your gears. Once you get your chain lubed, the last thing you want to do is to make sure you scrub down the rim on your wheel, because you've got gunk from your chain on the rim, and that's going to impact your braking and make a hell of a noise when you squeeze your brakes. So I always go all the way around carefully and make sure I scrub that rim clean all the way around the wheel on both sides before I finish. That will keep your drivetrain running nice and clean and keep you from having to make expensive repairs on these gears or any of the component parts. The other easy repair you can do is to adjust your brakes. And you should have just a little bit of play in this brake. It shouldn't squeeze all the way to the handle. If it does, that means your cable needs to be adjusted. And you adjust the cable down here using an Allen wrench. I loosen that nut and then pull the cable, which squeezes the calipers and gets the brakes at the right tension. When you do this, you might want a helper at home, because sometimes it takes an extra set of hands in order to get to hold the calipers. So if you pull it and tighten it, it squeezes the calipers closer together, and if they're too tight, you can loosen it and let a little bit of that cable out, which will bring them apart. The other common problem with brakes is that they'll rub on one side or the other. Like this one now is rubbing a little bit on the right. You can adjust the centering of your brake set by adjusting this screw. That set screw right there will will tighten or loosen the spring that creates the tension on your wheels. Of course, I lost my screwdriver. But if I tighten this screw, it will tighten the spring and pull the caliper out. If I loosen it, it will let the caliper go in or slide it to the left. There's one on the right and the left that I can use to make sure that my wheel is spinning in the center of the calipers. Those are two easy things that happen all the time that you can fix at home. If you keep your drivetrain clean, you'll save expensive repairs. If you get your brakes adjusted right, you'll stay safe. So I hope that helps. Be safe, keep the shiny side up, and wear your helmet.